Hi folks, welcome to Chiefkirk Outdoors. Today, I need a fresh cup of coffee. So what I thought I would do is I would use my little stove that I haven't used for a while. Now the reason this came to mind is a fellow YouTuber, a guy that I admire and respect, does reviews and videos on stoves all the time. Most of you know him. He goes by Paleo Hiker MD, and I really enjoy watching his videos, and he does a lot about these little stoves. And he did one, matter of fact I saw it today, and he mentioned this little stove that I have. This little stove, this little alcohol stove, is called a Red Camp stove. Now, this stove, which feels like it has some in there, I'll try to get a little closer if I can here so you can see. This little stove comes with a little, so you can adjust your flames. And let me go ahead and take this off. This also is used to cap the flame and put it out whenever you're done with it. And that works great. It really does. This little stove is brass. And it has a ring which came off just there. But you can see this stove is a knockoff of the Trangia stove, and it's built pretty much just like it, looks pretty much just like it. This O-ring goes in the cap so that it doesn't leak your fuel out if you decide to leave some in your stove. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this is because a lot of folks think if it doesn't say Trangia on it, it's no good. That's not the case. As a matter of fact, Paleo Hiker MD, Ernie, did a video today, excuse me, and he also said that there is very, very little difference in the stoves. The only difference is, for the most part, price. Now, when I decided I wanted to try one of these, I went to Amazon and I started looking for stoves, and I saw the Trangias, I saw several others, and I saw this Red Camp, and it looked like it was the exact same thing or exact same style, only. And I priced this just a couple of minutes ago before I started this video. This was $12.80 some, 80 some cents. $12.80 some cents. That's a whole lot cheaper than the other stoves, the Trangias and so forth. Plus, this one comes with a pot stand. You can put your pot on here, it works great. If you have a small pot or a cup, you can turn it over like this, and it'll work that way. These things work great, and I'm going to show you how well they work. And the review, on the review, this stove burn time was actually longer burn time than the Trangia and the others. So it's basically a matter of, some like Chevy, some like Ford. If you like the name Trangia, by all means buy that one. But if you're budget minded like me, and this one will do the same thing for way less money, that's what I'm going with. Now, no, I'm not fixing to take a drink. Not of this stuff anyhow. This is my alcohol. I use this flask to carry my alcohol in. And that didn't quite fill it up because I just had a little bit in here. And this is some really old denatured alcohol is what this is. I've had that can in my basement for I don't know how many years, and quite honestly I don't even know if it'll work. I may have to pour this out and go get some fresh before I can even do this. But anyhow, I say that a lot, don't I? I'm going to use some fresh water. Now my cup, I've already loaded it up with my favorite coffee, which is instant coffee, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's what I prefer. So now I'm gonna fire this up before I put that on there. And I'm going to use my ferro rod and hopefully it'll fire it up. I probably need to get it over on the it's burning, I believe. It's hard to see alcohol burn unless it's dark. But yeah, I can see it starting to work there now. I'm sure you can probably see it now. Now it hasn't bloomed yet, but it will shortly. Now I'm going to go ahead and set this on here. If I can figure out how to put it on there just right. Okay, now that's 2 cups of water, and it usually takes about 6 minutes for that to boil. So what I'm going to do is before I turn you off, I got to tell you a story on myself. I don't know if you folks have ever seen that movie, let me think of what the name of it was. Black Sheep, I think was the name of it. And it had this guy, he was, or was it Tommy Boy? I think it might have been Tommy Boy. But anyhow, Chris Farley played the part, and he was up on a ridge top walking along, and all of a sudden he fell. He lost his footing and went down an embankment, and he rolled for what seemed like days. Halfway down he caught a little tree, and it didn't last very long, and it pulled out, and there he went again. That was one of the funniest things I had ever seen. And I wheezed when I saw that. It was hilarious. If you get a chance, pull it up on YouTube and look at it. But I did that yesterday, quite unintentionally. Went to my son's house. My son just bought some new property, and it goes down a bank like that to a creek. And I wanted to go down into that creek, see if I could find any chert, which there's not really any chert in this area. But I thought, what the heck? I'll check. So I got about halfway down, and my feet went out from under me, and I was walking carefully as I know how. And I know how because I was raised in the mountains of West Virginia. I know how to walk on it. But my feet went out from under me, and there I went. And just like him, I had to grab a little tree and swing myself around and hold on to keep from winding up down in the creek. Didn't hurt me. It was actually quite funny. Probably not near as funny to me as it would have been if you were watching. But anyhow, we got flame. Like I said, this is real old, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'm gonna turn you off, and I'll bring you back when I get some rolling going here. Welcome back, folks. I'm gonna call this one done. So I'm gonna take my favorite coffee cup, which I have my favorite coffee in, and ouch, I'm going to get something here to handle this with. Stand by. Sure, this is going to be much easier to deal with gloves on. Oh yes. As you can see, this little stove is going quite well. Now, to extinguish it, all you have to do is just take this little capper and put it on just like that. And that should snuffed it out already. And it did. So the next thing is just, I'm gonna let it cool off before I try to handle it. In the meantime, get my coffee cup all set here. Oh yeah, I like to shake it up good, stir it around. This is my favorite cup. My son bought me this cup and it don't spill. I hope you can see that, it don't spill. You got to pull the trigger to get it to work. And I like it because I can take it with me when I'm traveling, walking around. I can hook it on my belt with a carabiner. It's awesome, and I don't have to worry about spilling it. I figure it's probably a little too hot to drink. That's good stuff. Okay, folks, once again, this little, and it works just as good as the more expensive models. So, with that in mind, thank you for joining me. I hope I said something that helped you. Till I see you next time, God bless you. Don't forget, tell somebody you love them. It may not be here tomorrow. See you next time. Folks, there's one other thing I wanted to tell you before I started packing all this stuff up, is that this little stove also comes in this neat little pouch. Which protects it from getting all beat up and stuff. Just like that. Isn't that handy? I like that. See you next time.